Imagine reaching into a dusty jar of spare change and pulling out a single penny that could be worth as much as $791,000. It sounds impossible, yet stories like this have fueled the dreams of collectors for decades. The 1970 D Lincoln cent is one of those coins that keeps people searching through old piggy banks, inherited collections, and forgotten coffee cans. But here's the twist. Not every 1970 D penny is valuable. In fact, most are worth only 1 cent. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary can come down to tiny details almost invisible to the naked eye, and missing those details could mean unknowingly spending a life-changing coin. In 1970, the Denver Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents carrying the small D mint mark beneath the date. At first glance, they all appear nearly identical. Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait sits proudly on the front, while the Lincoln Memorial decorates the reverse. Nothing seems unusual. But experienced collectors know that the biggest treasures often hide in plain sight. Rare die varieties, exceptional mint state examples, and striking errors have transformed a handful of these pennies into legendary prizes that command astonishing prices whenever they appear at major auctions. Now ask yourself one simple question. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies instead of spending them? Most people never do. That's exactly why valuable coins continue slipping through everyday transactions. Sometimes the greatest treasure isn't buried underground. It's sitting quietly inside an old dresser drawer, waiting for someone curious enough to notice. Condition changes everything. A heavily circulated 1970 D cent may never attract serious attention. But a sharply struck example with brilliant original luster, flawless surfaces, and superior eye appeal can become the centerpiece of a world-class collection. Add a significant mint error or an extremely rare die variety, and suddenly collectors compete aggressively, driving values into extraordinary territory. The highest prices are achieved only by exceptional specimens authenticated and professionally graded, proving that quality matters just as much as rarity. Here's where excitement meets caution. Stories about pennies worth hundreds of thousands of dollars spread quickly across the internet, but not every headline reflects a typical market value. Extraordinary prices usually belong to the finest known examples or remarkable error coins sold under competitive auction conditions. That doesn't mean your coin isn't important. It means every promising coin deserves careful examination before making any decision to sell. Picture the moment you discover an old coin album passed down through your family. You flip through the pages, and there it is, a bright 1970 D Lincoln cent staring back at you. Is it ordinary, or is it something collectors have been searching for? That single question has inspired thousands of people to learn more about coin collecting, transforming curiosity into opportunity. So, before another handful of pennies disappears into a cash register or donation jar, slow down and take a closer look. The next coin you examine could simply be worth 1 cent, or it could become the discovery that changes the story of your collection forever. In the fascinating world of rare coins, fortunes are sometimes measured 1 penny at a time, and the next remarkable find could already be in your pocket.
What if the next penny you pull from an old coffee can, a forgotten coin jar, or the bottom of your dresser drawer could be worth more than a luxury mansion? It sounds impossible, yet extraordinary discoveries continue to surprise collectors every year. One coin that has captured incredible attention is the 1992 D Lincoln cent. While millions were produced at the Denver Mint, a tiny number possess characteristics so unusual that they have become legendary among serious collectors. The most remarkable examples have been associated with values approaching $792,000 under exceptional circumstances, proving that even an ordinary-looking penny can become a life-changing treasure. That possibility is exactly why experienced collectors never judge a coin by its face value. Every Lincoln cent tells a story, but a rare one can rewrite someone else's story overnight. Imagine walking into a coin dealer expecting a few dollars, only to discover you're holding something that museums, investors, and elite collectors have spent years searching for. It sounds like something from a movie, but history has shown that incredible coin discoveries happen to ordinary people, not just professionals. Now here's where the story becomes even more fascinating. Not every 1992 D Lincoln penny is valuable. In fact, the overwhelming majority are worth only a cent or a small premium. The difference between common and extraordinary often comes down to tiny details that most people overlook every single day. That's the frightening part. How many rare coins have already been spent on groceries, dropped into vending machines, or forgotten inside old piggy banks? More than anyone can count. Collectors pay close attention to the condition of a coin, the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the original mint luster, and any unusual minting characteristics. Coins preserved in exceptional condition naturally command higher prices. Add a significant mint variety or an important error, and the value can rise dramatically. Suddenly, a single penny becomes the centerpiece of an elite collection. Think about it for a second. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Be honest. If you're like most people, they disappear into cup holders faster than your paycheck disappears after payday. Yet hidden among thousands of ordinary coins could be one that changes everything. This is why patience rewards collectors. Every roll of pennies, every inherited collection, every forgotten coin album represents another opportunity. Successful collectors understand that wealth in coin collecting isn't built through luck alone. It's built by learning what others ignore. Knowledge becomes the most valuable tool you can own. As excitement grows around rare Lincoln cents, competition continues to increase. More collectors are searching, more dealers are paying attention, and truly exceptional examples become harder to find each year. That creates urgency. The longer a rare coin remains undiscovered, the greater the chance someone else finds it first. Before you spend another handful of change, slow down. Examine every 1992 D Lincoln penny carefully. Look under bright light. Preserve anything that appears unusually sharp, well-struck, or different from the rest. One careful inspection could reveal the coin everyone else missed. Sometimes extraordinary wealth doesn't arrive in a briefcase or a winning lottery ticket. Sometimes it arrives disguised as the smallest coin in your pocket, quietly waiting for someone curious enough to recognize its true value before it's gone forever. Have you ever tossed a 1997 Lincoln penny into a jar without giving it a second thought? Imagine discovering that one tiny coin could change your financial future. It sounds unbelievable, and that's exactly why collectors inspect every detail before making bold claims. While stories of pennies worth hundreds of thousands of dollars capture attention, the real secret is knowing what separates an ordinary coin from an extraordinary rarity. The next coin sitting in your pocket could deserve a closer look, but only if you know what to search for. The 1997 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was struck in Philadelphia, and millions were produced. That means most examples are worth only face value or a small premium if they remain in exceptional condition. But this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. Within those millions of coins, a tiny number stand out because of remarkable preservation, rare mint errors, or unique characteristics that make collectors compete for ownership. Suddenly, an everyday penny becomes something far more exciting. Think about it. How many pennies have slipped through your hands over the years? Hundreds? Thousands? Maybe one of them deserved much more than a quick trip into a cash register. Strange thought, isn't it? It's enough to make anyone want to check that old coffee can full of coins sitting in the garage. Collectors pay serious money for coins with blazing original luster, razor-sharp details, and flawless surfaces. Add a dramatic mint error and demand can climb dramatically. That's why experienced buyers never rush. They examine every letter, every number, every tiny feature under magnification. The smallest detail can make the biggest difference. And here's something many people overlook. Headlines claiming a specific penny sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars usually involve an exceptionally rare example with extraordinary qualities, not an average circulated coin. That's why careful authentication matters. Before believing any life-changing valuation, experts verify the coin's condition, authenticity, and any unusual characteristics through professional grading services. Now imagine opening an old coin album inherited from a family member. At first glance, nothing seems special. Then sunlight reflects across one brilliant copper surface unlike the others. Your heartbeat speeds up. Could this be the one? That moment of uncertainty is what keeps collectors searching year after year. Here's the funny part. Most people spend more time comparing breakfast cereal prices than examining the coins already sitting in their homes. Yet those forgotten pennies often hold fascinating stories of American history, craftsmanship, and sometimes surprising collector value. If you own a 1997 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, don't clean it, polish it, or try to improve its appearance. Even well-meaning cleaning can reduce collector interest. Instead, inspect it carefully for exceptional condition or unusual errors, store it safely, and consider professional evaluation if it appears truly outstanding. The greatest treasure isn't always the coin itself. It's the knowledge that helps you recognize opportunity before everyone else does. Every collection begins with a single discovery. Every expert started as a beginner, and every overlooked penny deserves one more careful look. Before you spend another cent, remember this. Your next extraordinary find may already be waiting quietly in your pocket, hidden in plain sight, just one careful inspection away. What if the next Lincoln penny you pick up from a forgotten jar, an old coffee can, or the bottom of a dresser drawer could be worth more than most luxury homes? It sounds impossible, but that's exactly why experienced collectors never ignore a 2001 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. While millions of these coins were made for everyday circulation, a tiny number have become legendary because of extraordinary condition, rare striking characteristics, and exceptional collector demand. Before you spend another penny without looking, stay with me, because one small detail could completely change the value of the coin in your hand. The 2001 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was struck for circulation at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on Lincoln cents during that period. At first glance, it looks ordinary. Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait appears on the front, while the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly on the reverse. Nothing about its appearance suggests life-changing value. That's exactly what makes this story so fascinating. Here's where everything changes. Most 2001 pennies are worth only a few cents. But collectors don't chase ordinary coins. They chase perfection, rarity, and remarkable preservation. The finest known examples, graded at the highest levels by respected grading services, have sold for astonishing prices because nearly flawless modern pennies are incredibly difficult to find. A coin that escaped scratches, fingerprints, circulation damage, and poor storage for more than 2 decades becomes a true survivor. Now imagine this. Someone spends years searching through thousands of rolls, only to discover that the rare coin they wanted had been sitting in another person's kitchen drawer all along. Funny how a penny can hide better than a winning lottery ticket, isn't it? But don't celebrate just yet. The widely shared claim that a 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is worth $761,000 should be approached with caution. Extraordinary values are generally associated with unique circumstances, such as an exceptionally preserved specimen, a dramatic mint error, or a one-of-a-kind combination of rarity and certified condition. Most examples will never reach anywhere near that amount. That's why knowledge is far more valuable than wishful thinking. So what should you actually look for? Carefully inspect your coin under bright lighting. Look for unusually sharp details, brilliant original surfaces, possible striking errors like off-center strikes, broad strikes, doubled features, or other genuine mint mistakes. Never clean the coin, even if it looks dirty. Cleaning can permanently reduce its value and erase the very qualities collectors are willing to pay for. And here's the question that could pay off someday. What if the coin everyone else ignored is the one experts have been searching for? If you believe you've found an exceptional example, compare it carefully with verified auction records and consider professional authentication. A certified grade can make the difference between a common collectible and a headline-making discovery. History has repeatedly proven that remarkable treasures often begin as ordinary pocket change. Every valuable coin was once spent without a second thought. The next time you receive a handful of pennies, don't rush to toss them aside. Slow down, take a closer look, And remember that fortunes aren't always found in gold or silver. Sometimes they begin with a single copper-colored cent that everyone else overlooked. Your next penny could be ordinary, or it could become the discovery that changes everything.